Hi, my name is Jay with Kick Foosball Tables. First off, I'd like to welcome you to the Kick family. Today I'll be showing you how to properly set up and assemble your Kick Cavalier Brown 55-inch foosball table. I hope this instructional video is helpful. Now I know sometimes these instruction manuals can be pretty hard to go by, so I want you to revert to your manual for a parts list only, as some of my videos do not reflect some of the diagrams located in the construction manual. With no further delay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is open your box and take a look at your contents. Then we'll lay each piece out onto your floor individually. If you are assembling your foosball table on a hard surface, I do recommend that you lay down a large blanket or large piece of cardboard. That way we don't damage our table during the assembly process. Next, you want to match each part to what's inside your instruction manual. After you've matched each part to what's inside your instruction manual, if you notice any missing or damaged parts, please contact Kick Customer Support with pictures of the shipping label, the box itself, and the damaged part. Our contact information will be listed at the end of this video. For step 1, we'll be attaching both of our side panels number 1 to both end panels number 2, using bolts number 28 and washers number 31. First thing you want to do is make sure that the goalie hole is faced inwards towards you, and at the top of the end panel is faced down. You also make sure on your side panel that the groove that you see here faces inwards towards you, and that the ball entry hole is closest to the floor. I'm going to go ahead and line up both the holes on your side panel to both the holes that you see here on your end panel. Then you want to go ahead and secure it with the Allen wrench that was provided. For step 2, we're attaching our play field number 3 to the bottom of our assembly using screws number 37. Just want to make sure that the play field is face down, and you want to slide it on top of the grooves on both your side panel and end panel. Next, you will notice that there are 16 pre-drilled holes around the perimeter of your play field. So I'm going to go ahead and insert your number 37 screw into all those holes. You will need to provide your own Phillips head screwdriver. However, I'll be using my impact driver fitted with a Phillips head tip to help speed along this process. For step 3, we're attaching our goal box number 25 using screws number 37 over the hole on the end panel. Just want to make sure that your goal box, that this top part faces up, and that the larger hole on the inside is inwards towards the hole on the end panel. You will notice that there are 2 holes here on either side of your goal box. Just go ahead and insert number 37 screw and secure. Next, we'll be attaching all 3 of our support braces number 4, along with rods number 8 and our locking nuts number 33. We'll be attaching all 3 of our support braces to the bottom of the playfield in both side panels. You will notice that there are 3 large holes on both sides of the side panel, and then 3 smaller holes on the bottom side of the side panel. I want you to go ahead and line up all 3 of your support braces to the bottom holes that you see here on the side panel. You want to make sure that the groove on your support brace is faced up. Then you want to go ahead and insert your support rod into the groove on the support brace and into the hole on your side panel. Once all 3 of your support braces and rods are in place, you want to go ahead and thread both of your locking nuts on each side, a couple of turns each, just so that they catch the end of the bolt. I found it easier to use 2 Allen wrenches, one on each side, one turning clockwise and one turning counterclockwise. However, if you don't have an extra Allen wrench, you're just going to go ahead and hold the bar in place and then tighten them each individually, a few turns on each side until the brace is completely tightened. For step 4, we're attaching all 4 of our legs, number 5 and 6, to both side panels with bolts number 26 and washers number 27. Just want to make sure that you are aligning the correct leg to the correct side of the table. Just want to make sure that the groove that you see here on your leg faces outwards towards the end panel, and that the angle on your leg is also correct. And go ahead and line up the 3 holes on your leg to the 3 holes on your side panel. Insert your bolts. Then you want to go ahead and secure with the Allen wrench that was provided. Step 5, we'll be attaching our metal plates with the metal rings number 9 to our support braces number 7, using bolts number 30, washers number 31, and our lock nuts number 32. This part's pretty simple. You just want to go ahead and line up your metal plate to all 4 holes on your brace. Insert your bolt and your washer to one side. Turn it over, hold the bolts in place, insert another washer, and then go ahead and attach your lock nut. Then you want to secure your bolts with both the Allen wrench and your wrench that was provided. After you've attached both of your brackets, we can now move on the next step and attaching our cross brakes to the back of our legs. We'll be using bolts number 29 and washers number 31. You might have noticed that these bolts are on the opposite side in the diagram. It does not matter, they can go either way. You just want to make sure that the hook end faces inwards towards the other leg. You go ahead and insert your bolt. Then you want to secure with the Allen wrench that was provided. Next, we're attaching our leg levelers, number 23, to the bottom of each leg. The part's pretty simple. You're going to go ahead and screw down your leg leveler all the way down to the bottom base. The purpose of these leg levelers is to stabilize your table during play, so that if one side's higher than the other, you just unscrew it a couple notches to even out your playing field. For step 7, we'll be attaching our adjustable support bar number 10 between both of your support braces. You want to go ahead and hook the hook onto the metal rings that you see here. You might need to adjust the bar simply by unthreading both sides a tiny bit until the ring hooks on. Once your hooks are in place, you want to go ahead and just re-tighten your tension rod just into where it's snug. You don't want to over-tighten. After you've attached your tension bar between both of your leg braces, we now move on to the next step in turning over our table. This part's a two-person job, so we need some assistance for this part of the assembly. What you want to make sure is that you don't rest the weight of the table on either of the legs. just want to turn over your table in one swift, full motion so that all the legs hit the ground at the same time. For step 8, we'll be inserting all of our player rods and attaching each player to each rod. It's the most important part of the assembly, so you want to carefully review the diagram located in the instruction manual prior to inserting your rods. Or you can fast forward and I've attached a photo that shows the correct rod and player placement.
Here's how to set up the rods and players on your new kick foosball table. Place 4 handles on each side of the table in this specific order. Make sure the 4 handles for your home team are in this specific order, as shown in the diagram. Also make sure your players are facing the opposing team and toward the opponent's goal, not the same team or your own goal.
What you want to make sure is that you have the correct amount of players per holes in the rod and that they are in the correct position on the table. You also want to make sure that there's a hole on the correct side of the table where the handles will later go. Next, you want to go ahead and insert your player rods about halfway onto the table. Before we move on to step 9 and attach all of our players to our rods, I want to go ahead and explain to you the differences between step 9A and step 9B. Step 9A requires the install of these ramps with screws number 39 and caps number 22. Basically, these will be attached to all 4 corners of your play field and are only used for a one-man goalie position. Basically, a one-man goalie is just more of a competitive, fast-paced style of play versus a 3-man goalie setup, which provides more defense around the goal and making it harder to score. You will not be using these ramps if you plan on going with a 3-man goalie setup because they will not work. So again, if you plan on going with the 1-man goalie setup, then go ahead and install these ramps. After you've carefully reviewed the diagram and all your rods are in the correct position on the table, we're going to move on to the next step, step 9, and attaching all of our players to our rod. You might have noticed that there are 2 different styles of foosball men, one set of regular uniform hard plastic men and one set of ABS counterbalance men. If you subscribe to our channel, you want to scroll down to the video that explains the differences between counterbalance men versus uniform men prior to attaching them to your rod. I will be going with a 3-man goalie setup today. Again, if you plan on going with the 1-man goalie setup, you want to go ahead and attach your 4 green triangle corner ramps to all 4 corners of your play field. When attaching your players, you want to note that there's a bumper, a washer, then you want to add the correct amount of players per holes in the rod, making sure that the players are facing the opposing team. Then you want to add another washer and another bumper. Then you want to complete by sliding through the second hole. Go ahead and line your players up over the holes in the rod. If you went with the 1-man goalie setup, then you want to go ahead and replace the 2 outer men with these 2 white stop rings. We'll be attaching our players with bolts number 34 and lock nuts number 35. I'm going to go ahead and line up the hole in the chest of the player to the hole in the rod. Insert your bolt through the chest of the player. Turn your player around and hold the bolt in place. Insert your locking nut onto the back of the player. Turn the player around and secure. For step 10, we'll be attaching our slide scores, number 24, along with screws number 36. Our ball entry cups, number 19, along with screws number 40. And our handles, number 11, with screws number 38. and our rubber end caps, number 12. Slide score, you just want to go ahead and insert the metal bar into the side hole on the cap. Line up your slide score over the pre-scored holes on your end panel. Insert your number 36 screw and secure. Next, we'll be attaching our handles to the other end of the rod. So we'll go ahead and line up the hole on the handle to the hole in the rod. Insert your number 38 screw and secure. Then you can go ahead and attach your rubber end cap to the other end of the rod. One quick note, these handles are really high quality. Most other companies use really cheap rubber slide-on handles. Also, these rods are semi-hollow, so they are durable enough to rough play, yet light enough to let the player have full control over the rod. If you need any rod lubricant, please contact Kick and we'll send you a free complimentary bottle. Next, we'll be attaching both of our ball entry cups to the hole on the side panel with screws number 40. So we'll go and line up the cup to where the cup is even with the top of the side panel. Insert number 40 screw and secure. Congratulations! We have finally finished the assembly of our Kick Cavalier Brown 55-inch foosball table. You are now free to enjoy your table with your friends and family. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please visit us at www.kickfoosballtables.com or email us at support@kickfoosballtables.com.